Mr. Chairman. My question is directed to Secretary of State Raffensperger himself. I know that Gabe is on the call and Jordan is on the call and Ryan is here, and I greatly appreciate the three of you being here. But the executive committee of the Georgia Republican Party was led to believe that this would be a conversation with our Secretary of State. And so I'd like to hear directly from him how it is that we, as Republican leadership, as it was pointed out, we are the leaders and we are supposed to bring credible information to individuals. How are we supposed to convince the electorate that going into the January 5th election, that their votes are safe, that their votes are secure, and that their votes are not in question? Because right now, we're not able to do that. Right now, we are all getting from all sides questions asked of us that frankly we can't answer. And we need to know from our Secretary of State, the one that we helped elect, how it is that we can ensure that January 5th's election is going to be a fair and valid election.
Thank you, Rebecca. Well, first off, yesterday we had the State Election Board meeting, and Matt Mashburn is one of our conservative members. He's been a tabulator, observer, probably 20 years. He goes back to Ann Lewis days, and he really spoke for about 12 to 15 minutes about the myths that have been out there, and he also has that in writing. And I'm going to make sure that we get a copy of, that it was spoken into the written record, but into the record, but also get that a copy so you can use that questions and answer. I think that'll be a value. Also, one of my takeaways today is we'll be talking to our General Counsel Ryan Germany about making sure that the OEB for signature match requires both a GOP and Democrat observer notice that will be given. Now that'll be up to the parties to make sure that there's observers there, but also I think as BJ talked about in Gwinnett, making sure that there's sufficient notice and not just putting it on the door, a piece, something like that. So we need to make sure that that's clear and it's followed, and we want you to bring that to our attention right away. And then any other the questions about really going back and doing the audit, we'll circle back with General Counsel and just really see what does where we can do that within statute. I know there's some questions about do we have authority to do certain things and not, but we want to make sure, just like we wanted to have a residency rule, and we got waived off by the Attorney General that we didn't have the statutory authority to do that. So we're doing that as an OEB. And so we'll circle back and get back to you on that. And we can do another call. I don't know if that works tomorrow, but definitely in the next couple of days, Chairman will get back to you, and we'll get that OEB out there. And also the questions and answer, because there was an awful lot of myths out there. It was a lot of questions that Matt Mashburn went through. He did a very thorough job, and he spoke, I think, and answered a lot of the questions that have been out there. And we think that's important, that message gets out there, so you have some tools in your toolbox to answer the questions to your constituents. So with that, I know the time's getting on, and we'll circle back with you, Chairman, and